92.9 Dave FM. I'm Margot. I'm backstage at our Earth Day birthday at Verizon Wireless Amphitheater, and Adam from Guster has agreed to sit down with me. Actually, Adam, you don't know this, but when we were building the show for Earth Day birthday, Guster was the first band that came out of my lips because of your work with Reverb and founding Reverb and everything that you do to get bands to tour responsibly. I think that's very cool.
Thanks.
So really glad that you could play the show.
My pleasure.
Not just shining young. No, but actually for people who aren't familiar with what Reverb is, you want to explain that a little bit?
Sure, yeah. My wife and I, Lauren Sullivan, started Reverb in 2004. After I was living one way with her, she's an environmentalist, and we were living at home, eco-friendly lifestyle, and then I go out on the road and it was the complete opposite. Gas-guzzling buses, trash all over the lawn at the end of the show, thousands of fans every night coming to shows from all over the place, and not necessarily carpooling or anything like that. So, and I talked to a bunch of other bands on the road that felt the same way. We lamented the fact that we had such a negative impact environmentally while we were touring, because this is what we do. So Lauren and I came up with the idea for Reverb, which is a nonprofit that helps bands go green on tour, while at the same time we also educate and activate their fans.
And that's the campus consciousness tours that you do.
That's one project that we do. We work with a number of bands. So we've actually greened over 85 major tours, from Jack Johnson to Dave Matthews Band to Lilith Fair this summer, Maroon 5, a number of bands, big and small.
And Ben Harper just came off your campus consciousness tour.
That's right.
Yeah.
So one of our projects, so in addition to all the tours that we do year-round, we also have a specific tour called Campus Consciousness, which hits just college campuses and takes everything that we're doing on tour and directs it towards students and supports student groups on campus who are already doing great work, but maybe could use a little more light shine on them.
Well, that's very cool.
Yeah, so it's awesome to have Ben Harper be a part of this spring's Campus Consciousness.
Well, you've got some very high-profile bands touring as, a part of what Reverb is about. I mean, you've got Dave Matthews, like you said, Jack Johnson, all these bands, both big and small. Now, you guys have been around long enough, do bands come to you and say, hey, we want to start touring this way?
Yeah, it's been awesome. It's just something that literally just started with my band and friends of my band, and has expanded to a bunch of different artists that we've never worked with, even genres that we have never worked with before. Drake also just recently did a tour with us, the hip-hop sensation.
Yes.
And it's been going great. So yeah, we're really excited about how this has been expanding. We're working with venues now. Live Nation is somebody we've been working with directly on all of their amphitheaters, including this one. So it's been really exciting to see it change. We've actually, a brand new project that we just launched is called Green Music Group.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, because you're kind of stepping it up now. It's like a challenge.
Yeah,
right?
well, the challenge is a part of it. The Green Music Group is actually a coalition of musicians, music industry leaders, venues, labels, radio stations, and all sorts of folks that have already been living and trying to basically have their businesses be green. And now, of course, it also includes fans, and that's where the Green Music Group Challenge comes in. We are just finishing up the Dave Matthews Band Challenge, which was Serve Your Community, and we're about to start tomorrow with Sheryl Crow's challenge, which is support environmental legislation. So you can go to greenmusicgroup.org and participate. And if you're not necessarily in the mindset of going green, we have dangled some carrots in front of you. You can win a hybrid car, a Honda Insight hybrid. You can also win each challenge has its own prizes as well. So the Dave Matthews Challenge that's just wrapping up, the winner will get a Specialized bike and a Rosneil snowboard.
Oh,
so
wow,
we're
wonderful.
making it fun and interesting and trying to get people activated.
Okay, so the Reverb and the Green
Music Group
are two separate things, but part of the same entity in a way.
Reverb is the nonprofit umbrella of all of it.
Okay.
Green Music Group is one of our projects, as is Campus Consciousness Tour.
And if you go to your site, I mean, you've managed to offset a lot of stuff with your touring. I mean, you've offset a lot of carbon, you've saved a lot of gas, you've done really great things. I mean, I encourage you to go to reverb.org and see the difference that these bands have made with touring and the things that they brought to, I'm a professional speaking into the microphone.
What was that URL again?
Thank you, reverb.org. But the other thing I wanted to ask you about, Adam, and if you just tuned in, I'm speaking to Adam from Guster. We're playing our Earth Day birthday today. You've got a long-awaited album coming out.
Yes.
And I know that when I talked to you guys last summer, I talked to Brian last summer, he's like, oh yeah, this album's going to be great. We think it's going to be out in the spring or whatever. Okay, it's spring. Where's the album?
We actually have, the good news is we've just finished it. It's totally done, mixed, mastered, in the can. We do not have an album title yet, and we actually put it out to our fans because now we're trying to figure out, oh God, what do we call this thing? Yes, the album definitely took longer than we expected. We all have baby girls. 3 out of 4 of us have 2-year-olds now.
Oh boy.
So that changed our schedule more than we anticipated, probably when you were speaking to Brian last.
Yeah.
Not to mention we actually had a really hard go with it in the beginning. We went into the studio with a producer who is brilliant but was difficult when we disagreed.
Okay.
So we had a hard go in the beginning. We then so that was the first half of the record, and then the second half we decided to do it on our own, and that went great and smoothly, and we have a whole new batch of songs. We basically recorded 2 albums worth of material.
Cool. So we won't have to wait 2 years for the next one?
We'll probably put out a B-sides album at some point.
Well, that's cool. So now, if somebody wants to get in on naming your album,
yeah.
How does this go? They go to your website.
Yeah, you can just go to Guster.com.
They're not going to shout it out from the Verizon Wireless Amphitheater night. They got to go to Guster.com.
Yeah, we're not that desperate for a title yet. We will at some point be like, God, somebody give us the title of our album.
All right then.
Yeah.
So, and then when are you guys just going to keep it open for a while, or? We're
also obviously working on the title ourselves, and
yes.
If somebody happens to put forth a title that we love, then it's certainly possible.
What about Fred? No, it just came to me. I'm just kidding.
Genius. That's it.
That's it. That's the one.
Yeah.
No. Adam, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you. I look forward to the album being in stores, whatever it's named. That's very cool. And I think it's wonderful what you're doing with Reverb and with Green Music Challenge. That is the correct name, correct?
Green Music Group, and then the challenge is what we're putting out currently. That's going on all summer.
Okay. I look forward to seeing you tonight. Thanks, Adam.
Thank you.